Already?
As above as it is below. So within it is so without, baby. Our daddy is the sun and our mama be the moon. We all had a star within us trying to bloom. We are alive, bound to this body. And until we are free from our days, we must turn the black into white and make less heavy the pain. Oh honey, that black is what watches. He is a witness to the wicked ways. Oh baby, that black wizard is here to witness the pain. Black wizard is not a man, but a lover's kiss on a bloody cheek. Oh baby, come on, please, please, honey, just let it go. Let them tears fall and they won't fall to the floor. No, sweetie, I'll keep them tears as a jar. Yeah, baby, a metaphorical jar of the years wasted, of them lonely years wasted on the wrong man and woman. Oh, baby, a kiss on the forehead, I'll tuck you into a honey warm. Yeah, I know they've hurt you. I know they've lied to you. I just wanna bring warmth to all, baby. The white wizard metaphorically, son. Oh, I hope you're the one. Yeah, baby, you gon' be the one to love each other. Oh, it's as above as it is below. So within it is so without, baby. Our daddy is the sun and our mama be the moon. We all had a star within us trying to bloom. We are alive, bound to this body. And until we are free from our days, we must turn the black and the white and make less heavy the pain. Oh honey, that black wizard watches. He is a witness to the wicked ways. Oh baby, that black wizard is here to witness the pain. Black wizard is not a man, but a lover's kiss on a bloody cheek. Oh my brother, oh my sister, yeah, my lovers and the love. Oh honey, don't you wanna be the love and the lover unconditional warmth from the embrace of a lover's arms, honey. It's the unconditional support of a friend, and forgiveness and self-love is the unconditional way. Oh, it's as above as it is below. So within it is so without, baby. Our daddy is the sun and our mama be the moon. We all had a star within us trying to bloom. We are alive, bound to this body. And until we are free from our days, we must turn the black into white and make less heavy the pain. Oh honey, that black wizard watches. He is a witness to the wicked ways. Oh baby, that black wizard is here to witness the pain. Black wizard is not a man, but a lover's kiss on a bloody cheek. Black wizard sees a star. Spellbound to the body. sun ain't up, but the engine's hot. Another day in the same old spot. Got a lunch pail full, a heart half empty. Bills in line and the world wants plenty. Don't talk much, I just move. Working's the only gospel I prove. You can bet your last hard-earned dime I'll still be swinging come quitting time. Hammer down, don't look back. Ain't no glory on the easy track. Keep the wheels rolling, the sweat on brow. Ain't stopping, not here, not now. Every mile's got blood in the ground. That's the rhythm, that's the sound. Don't let up, don't slow down. Hammer down.
Don't let up, don't slow down. Hammer down. To the ancestors known and unknown, Ashe. To the gods known and unknown, Ashe. All the praise, all the glory be to the Most High. What's going on, guys? It's your favorite cosmic warrior, back at you with another galactic transmission. Let's get a prayer in, then we'll tap into the energy. Spirit, thank you for coming through. Thank you for guiding, protecting this message. Thank you for removing any negative energy from the area. Thank you for allowing this to get to any and everyone it's intended to. And so it is.
Every mile's got blood in the ground. That's the rhythm, that's the sound. Don't let up, don't slow down. Hammer down. Every bruise is a badge of pride. Every scar says, boy, you tried. Don't need no praise, don't need a crown. Just give me gears and I'll hammer down. Hammer down. Fire up that spark. Keep driving hard through the dark. Life don't wait, it don't allow. So hit that pedal, make your vow. Every mile's got blood in the ground. That's the rhythm, that's the sound. Don't let up, don't slow down. Hammer down. Hammer down, then ride it out. You can burn the fields, I'll plant the rye. You can drain the stream, I'll find the sky. 'Cause a man like me don't say goodbye. Never run dry. Still rolling. Never run dry. I came up out the back country, with my chest still heavy. Got a past full of scars, but my hands stay steady. I don't flex for the crowd, I don't act for the gram. I'm the quiet type of danger you don't really understand. So don't push me, don't try me, don't bet your life. 'Cause I don't fucking play when the vibe ain't right. I don't start no shit, but trust I'll finish it clean. I'm a one-man army when you fuck with my peace. I'm a bad man. I'm one bad motherfucker. Say my name with respect, or don't say that shit at all, brother. I'm a bad man. Test me and you might not recover, 'cause I'm a bad man. Oh, one bad motherfucker.
It's given a clear case of faith around and find the fuck out. It's given a clear case of should have done your fucking research first. It's given a clear case of had we had known of who you work for, who you serve, we probably would have chose not to go against you. Because going against you is going against the Most High. And that's not advised. That's not very wise. That's not a battle you're going to win. Yeah, but it's just wanting it to stop, the spiritual ass whooping. It's, it's funny, the things that people have no problem dealing. Now, they have no problem giving out to any and everyone else. But when it comes time to receiving it, oh, that's a whole nother story. They can't even, they can barely take just the tip. Now it's, they don't want the whole thing. Can we just play just the tip? That's all we can handle. Can we just play, nah, you're getting the whole thing, motherfucker. You're getting the whole thing. For the night is dark and full of terror, it's also cold. It's spiritual warfare, wintertime, no protection, no warmth. It's out in the cold. You know what that's given? That's given abandonment. That's given, it's, we have a whole, what we think is a whole army, right? Until we see a real army. Well, which a real army, what does it appear like? Sometimes it appears like just one little old person. What's one little old person? You know what that's given? That's given the scene in Ants, right? That's a scene in Ants when it's like, oh, it's just one little seed. What's one little seed? It doesn't do anything, right? But then he like hits the cap off the bottle and all the seeds fall on the guy and it buries him. Buried. They're in too deep, but it's... but it's the realization, the non-realization that there's always a consequence for our actions. And just because we delay it, just because it's delayed and we don't see it immediately, just because we get away for things for so long, we think we're in the clear, we think that we're good, we got away with it. It's it's the things that we do in the dark because we think no one's watching. And someone's always watching. And that's the thing. Someone's always watching. Spiritual, someone's always watching. That's given. It's giving, spying on you, but it's giving, some sort of illegal divination, but it's also giving cut off, no longer. The things, if the gifts that we have, if we abuse them, if we're not good stewards of the gifts that we have, if we use them for wrong, they can be taken away from us. But the protection that we get, for our missions, when we're in alignment, when we're serving, not just our purpose, but when we're serving the Most High and the Most High's purpose, you think you can stop that? It's, but it's the only person that can ever stop anything is ourselves. And that's the realization we need to come to. It's, nothing can stop us except for ourselves. Our own, limited mindsets, our own, negative talk, our own selves. We're the only person that can fuck ourselves out of our highest timeline, out of our destiny, out of our blessings. And how do we do that? It's, many ways. Thinking that we know best. Walking by sight and not by faith, but what's faith too? Faith is, it's what feels right. It's everything around me, all the people in my ear, everything, from the 3D sense appears to be false, but what's appearances to knowings? When you internally know something to be true, when you internally know something to be accurate and right and whatever it may be, you know it to be true. And who the fuck can tell you otherwise? Yourself. Other people are going to try to. They'll try to get in your mind and, maybe not intentionally. Maybe they just honestly believe that. But, the funny thing about beliefs is you only believe in what you do not know. And so are you going to let other people's beliefs get into your mind and corrupt your mind and fuck up your knowings? You're going to let someone's belief fuck up your knowing? We don't do that shit over here. We don't do that. If anyone's gonna fuck my shit up, well, the funny thing about that too, I was gonna say, if anyone's gonna fuck my shit up, it's gonna be me. But it's always us. It's always us, whether we realize it or not. It's always a direct result of our either actions or lack thereof. But seeing wrong and not saying anything about it, you're guilty. You're guilty. The conviction I have, with the things that I see wrong in society, I call it all out because I feel convicted to. It's my obligation to, because I have the eyes to see, which is a blessing and a curse, because you point things out and people are really, really comfortable in the cold. They're really comfortable living in, their sorrow and misery. But it's like, damn, can't you see that it could be better? Why do you still subscribe to these systems? But people, they can only see what they're ready to see. They can only comprehend what they're ready to comprehend. You can only meet them at the level that they're at. Which makes it hard to break down, really deep lessons, trying to break it down into a way that's digestible by everyone. That's not easy. But it's the messages that, but the truth is really hard to digest. The truth is so hard to digest when we're so used to consuming fake, false, when we're so used to, consuming, fabricated, fake instead of organic. And once you get a taste of organic, it's like, what is this? You get a taste of it and it's like, you see what you've been missing and it's like, damn. See what you've been missing. But it's our connection to the Most High. That's what we're all missing. That's what we're all seeking for. But a lot of times, we substitute it. We substitute, the Most High with some lower thing because we don't know better. The slumlord, the spiritual warfare, reflection. The reflection. It's we all go through the spiritual warfare, but how do we, how do we appear during it though? Slumlord, are we just living in the slums or are we lord of the slums? You know what I mean? Do we own that shit? It's I might be here, but I'm gonna make the fucking best of it. Might as well. What else are we gonna do? Sit here and oh, woe is me, oh, boo-hoo. That's not gonna get it. That doesn't get us anywhere. Doesn't get us anywhere. Well, it's all mindsets. Mindsets is what really gets us anywhere, because you gotta change the way you think so you can change the way you speak. And then once you change the way you speak, you just naturally move differently. And it's just the flow of things. It's how it works. But it's the way that we get ourselves unstuck is changing our mindsets. But thinking that we know best is we got to tithe, the tithing, the 10%. We give up the 10% of our brain because I know nothing. The Most High knows everything. I'll willingly give the nothing. Here, take the nothing and give me the everything. Come on, I don't got to tell you that's a good fucking deal. But we think we know best. Well, because we can't see how it's going to work out, but that's where the faith comes in. Oh, ye of little faith. And it's the things that we know, the things the phrases that we just regurgitate because they're embedded into us. But it's like, do we live it though? We hear the words, we know the phrases, but do we know them? Do we know how to apply them? Because knowing the lesson without knowing how to apply the lesson, it's useless. What the fuck?
I ain't here for the drama, but I'll end that shit quick. I don't argue online, I pull up in the mix. I'm the don't poke the bear, tight calm till I'm not the kind of dude you don't cross unless you're ready to drop. I'm loyal to the ones who kept me real from the jump, but if you stake me one time, that's the end of the run. I don't bluff, I don't fake, I don't fold under pressure. Try to test that, that's a fucking bad decision, not clever. I'm a bad man. I'm one bad motherfucker. I don't shake, I don't fall. I don't switch up for no sucker. I'm a bad man. but the soul ain't built. I'm the type that'll stay you down and never feel guilt. I don't break under pressure, I don't crack when it's heated. If respect ain't mutual, then your access deleted.
I'm a bad man, don't test me. You know, but it's the... It's funny, it's the blackmail people will try to use, you know, but it's, you know, about a bad man, you know, by whose standards? By man's standards? You know, man can label me the bad guy all fucking day long, I could care less. As long as the Most High deems me worthy, I could give a fuck less what any man or woman thinks. Give a fuck less. You know, that era doesn't exist anymore. You know, it once did. You know, when I resonated at a lower frequency and I bound myself to the opinions of others. You know, but no. Those opinions can stay exactly where I left them in the past. You know, it's don't talk about it, be about it. It's putting your money where your fucking mouth is. And it's refusing to you know, what it's getting is, you know, being able to stand up and stand tall, but limiting yourself. It's crouching down to limit yourself to other people, to conform, to fit in. It's like, no, it's like I'm a giant and I'm going to be the giant that I am. And it's like, turn down for what? For who? It's to coddle to other people, to make other people feel better about the lower positions that they settle for. It's like, I'm not going to feel bad for someone else that chooses to settle for a lower position. That's your choice. I choose not to. And so I'm sorry, not sorry for my choices that lead me to where I'm going. And it's, you know, it's wanting the best for everyone. But, you know, you can want the best for everyone, but if they don't want it for themselves, they have to want it for themselves first, or else anything else is just a waste of energy, unfortunately. And that's a tough pill to swallow. That's a tough realization. But it's the truth. That's for somebody.
Fall down proud, I talk my truth, I live my way. Ain't nobody gonna take my say. This road's been rough, but I learned the trade. It's sweat, soul, and dues I paid. You can kick rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. Ain't changing my tone, ain't changing my song. I was born this way, been loud too long. You can hate my style, you can roll your eyes, but I ain't slowing down. I was born to rise, so kick them rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. Let the haters talk, let the rumors fly. I ain't got time to wonder why. The good Lord knows the man I am, and I'll die standing tall with a mic in my hand. You can kick rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. Ain't selling my soul for a seat at your table. I'm rough, I'm raw, I'm wild, I'm able. You can hate my fire, but you can't kill my spark. I'm a midnight flame burning through the dark. So kick them rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. You can kick rocks. You can kick rocks. You can kick rocks. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. talk your shit through a fast thing and I won't bite back. You act like a man till a man reacts. Same old fake threat, same old tough tone. But I was raised where men stand alone. You puff up your chest but your boots don't fit. Talking like a king but you ain't built for this shit. You swing with your mouth but I swing with my hands. You step to mine, you'll meet where I stand. You've been throwing rocks, thinking I'll fucking fold. But I bled in dirt that your kind won't hold. If you're coming for mine, square up, son. This ain't your ground to stand on. You bark all out, but your heart's gone rough. Middle finger up, I don't give a fuck. You light a match, I'll light a flame. You talk that shit, I'll say your name. So load your mouth, but bring your guts. If you're coming for mine, square up. I've been broke, yeah, buried and burned. Every scar's a page from what I've learned. I don't need your praise, I don't need your crowd. I just speak my truth and I speak it loud. You call me trouble, call me wild, call me pain, but you're just mad, I don't play your game. I don't kiss rings, I don't play soft. I walk through hell with the devil pissed off. You talk your poison, I use it like fuel. Keep running that mouth, keep looking like a fool. If you're coming for mine, then square up, son. This ain't your ground to stand on. You bark all out, but your heart's gone rough. Middle finger up, I don't give a fuck. You light a match, I'll raise a flame. You talk that shit, I'll say your name. So load your mouth, but bring your guts. If you're coming for mine, square up.
It's the end of the music. An abrupt stop. You know what that's given interesting too? Court system. You know what I'm being reminded of is Trump was talking about a story about how he was trying to send some of the gangbangers back to their countries, right? But the country didn't want to take them back. And what is the other country? Some other president saw the opportunity, and he's like, "Hey, we did really good with our jail system. So that with all of our gangbangers that we've had, we've really cleaned up our prison systems and did well. So if that country doesn't want to take them, we'll take them. Just get rid of these tariffs that you've put on us, and that's a good trade for us. We get rid of these criminals, and you know what I mean. And you know they get the tariffs taken off of them. And but it's what did he say? He said that they have a very fast court system. It's like 2 hours. You know, they get caught selling drugs or doing this other shit. It's a 2 hour thing, and then you find yourself right there. It's not like in the U.S. where you can push it. If you have the money, you can push it back and push it back and push it back. You know, it's trying to delay. But it's giving in the 5D. It's giving spiritual court. You know, but everything happens in the 5D first. Everything happens, you know, in the spirit realm. You know, spiritual court happens, and then it comes down into fruition down here. You know, what was the card that peeped his face earlier? Karmic Lover? Tater Thoughts. It's Tater Thought crew. It's just it's the Have Fun crew. It's the Have Fun crew. You know, the setup, you know, I'm not here for a long time, I'm here for a good time, but it's the setup, it's the things that we sacrifice, you know, in the process of having a good time. Things we process, you know, but it's all the time wasted. Under investigation, going back, reflecting, looking back, and it's like, damn, all this time wasted. All this time on what? All this time on, you know, mindsets that lead to action. Yeah, but it's yeah, but it's like triggering. It's triggering. Well, it's triggering because it's a reflection. It's what angers us in others is a reflection of something. It's a wound in us that needs to be dealt with, that needs to be addressed, that needs to be helped. And so when something triggers us, when someone's actions, their words, when whatever it is about someone else, sometimes it's just their simple existence. In which case, the investigation we need to have is what is it, we need to get to the root of what is it about this person that really irritates the fuck out of me. Because when I can find that, then I know what to look at in myself. But it's the time that we waste trying to point out the faults and wrongs in other people, when in all reality, the ones that really stand out the most to us, it's because that's one of our biggest faults, that's one of our biggest hindrances, that's one of the things that we're trying to, it's one of the hurdles that we're meant to get over. But instead, we get fixated on it, and, but it's, especially when you see people heal from something that you're still stuck on, and especially when you're still denying it as a problem yourself. Yeah, it's a disruption where it's like as soon as you just look at that person, it's like you just feel it's disruption all in you. But that's what it is. It's something that's all in you. It's a you thing. It's a you thing. It's a me thing. It's always a us thing. But it's the wrong us thing. It's it's always pointing the finger. Look what they did to me, or whatever it may be. It's pointing the fingers outward when inward is where we should always be going. In the investigation, we should always be going is inward first.
Fans thinking I won't bite back. You act like a man till a man reacts. Same old fake threat, same old tough tone. But I was raised where men stand alone. You puff up your chest, but your boots don't fit. Talking like a king, but you ain't built for this shit. You swing with your mouth, but I swing with my hands. You step to mine, you'll meet where I stand. You've been throwing rocks, thinking I'll fucking fold. But I bled in dirt that your kind won't hold. If you're coming for mine, square up, son. This ain't your ground to stand on. You bark all loud, but your heart's gone rough. Middle finger up, I don't give a fuck. You light a match, I'll light a flame. You talk that shit, I'll say your name. So load your mouth, but bring your guts. If you're coming for mine, square up. I've been broke and buried and burned. Every scar's a page from what I've learned. I don't need your praise, I don't need your crowd. I just speak my truth and I speak it loud. You call me trouble, call me wild, call me pain, but you're just mad, I don't play your game.
It's the pain part. Calling us pain. It's the painful the words, corrupt judgment. It's, when people call things out on us, the funny part about it is, sometimes, some of us, we clock everything. And just because we clock it doesn't mean that we speak on it. Doesn't mean we call you out on it, right? But, but when people, get that extra, so a lot of times you get that liquid courage in them. And then all of a sudden they find a pair of balls to say what they've been meaning to say. It's like, oh, well, since we're getting shit off of our chest, let's get some shit off of our chest. And you know what it's funny is, the corrupt judgment that people cast, it's, well, a lot of that corrupt judgment, it's the reflection, right? It's the irritation and the trigger and the reflection, which causes them to act like that, right? But then it's like, out of kindness, I'm sheathing my sword. Out of kindness, I'm keeping my mouth shut, and I'm not pointing out the stuff that I've noticed. But it's, hey, if you want to cast some stones, hey, you forgot you live in a glass house. It's, and, but it's, sometimes we have to shatter that glass house. And it's not because, we want hurt upon people, but it's like, you want to speak some truth, let's speak some truth. But it's, don't come here and think that you're going to, pull a mirror up so I can see myself. But don't forget, sometimes that mirror flips around and you see a reflection of yourself as well. But we're not always prepared. Sometimes we didn't, we want to go and shine the mirror up and then point it at someone else. They got ready for the day. You know, they got all dressed up and prepared for the day. You just rolled out of bed, and you weren't prepared to have it shown back at yourself. You're caught off guard. You know, it's uncomfortable for people when they're caught off guard like that. You know, but it's faith around to find out. You know, you shouldn't open that can of worms. You probably should have just kept your fucking mouth shut and stayed out of it. Well, it's funny. It's like you should have just coasted along, staying in your own path, staying in your own lane. It's the corrupt judgment. It's the corrupt judgment we cast upon ourselves all the time. But then it's the corrupt judgment that others cast upon us that we accept. You know, we accept it. And for what? To coddle to their emotions? To make them feel better about themselves?
Cross that line, boy, that's your last mistake. 'Cause I don't want twice, I just raise the stakes. You threaten mine, and you threaten your life. I don't do prayer circles, I return the strife. Ain't no
Threatening me, threatening your life. You know, Psalms 91, protection. You know, but threatening me, the threat on your own life. 91, you know, completion. You know, but it also, it's what goes around comes around. It's a full circle of things. It's, oh, you thought it was just going to go there. It's, you know, well, weapons will be formed, but it was never said that they will be prospered. And it's never said that it's going to hit whatever target that they intended it to. You know, but intentions. And it's a whole lot of spying, a whole lot of illegal divination, you know, spying. But what are they seeing? You know, 1,000 may fall at my side and 10,000 at my right. You know, they're seeing nothing. It's like nothing passes your defense, whether it be spiritually, well, emotionally, because that car was out. You know, it's emotional. Well, that's a big part of it too, being a commander of your emotions, you know. But it all comes down to being a commander of your mind, you know, because you have to commanding your mind. If you command your mind, you command everything. Psalms, but it's the praise that we sing, the celebration, the completion. The completion of the cycles. But part of the completion of the cycle is coming back into ourself and realizing our protection. You know, it's we always have it available to us, but it goes unused, it goes untapped, because we have to tap into it. We have to authorize them to step in for us. You know, they're restrained. You know, our spirit team is restrained. It's only able to help us as much as we allow them to. But it's interesting too, is we don't know what to ask for. And so that's why we do the blanket statements, the blanket prayers. It's we speak it into existence. You know, thank you. You know, for it's whatever we're seeking. That's how do I break that down generically into more broad? I don't know. It's a constant state of, you know, just staying in a state of giving thanks for everything working out for our greatest good. You know, and you know, and for the eyes to be able to see how it's working out, the clarity, you know, to be able to break it down and see. You know, it's the lesson which hopefully the surface level lesson we get easily. It's the deeper lesson that takes some investigating, right? And because what's the surface level? The surface level is, hey, they triggered me. But the deeper one is, what is it exactly that's I'm triggered by? Because that's it. That's the deeper one. Right? That's you know, that's the deeper lesson. There's a deeper lesson in everything. You know, but the deeper we go in, interesting, but it's the deeper we go in, the more protection we need. I want to say protection from ourselves, but why would it be? Well, protection from ourselves would be because, well, but it's the shattering of everything you once knew. It's it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. It can be overwhelming. If you don't have, if you're not able to stay grounded, stay aligned. But the alignment, the giving thanks for, for all stages, for all steps, for every, every day, no matter where we're at, we give thanks. We never stop from speaking into existence that greater is coming for us. You know what I mean? But, we're always grateful and content with what we have. Do we wish and want more and better? Of course we do. But it's a fine balance of contentment, but still working towards more and wanting more. I don't know. It's hard to really describe.
I am paid to exist. Abundance on my list. Every breath that I take is a proof of my gift. What I seek seeks me back. Every dream's on track. I am light, I am whole. All abundance flows back.
Kiss my ass if you don't like me. I got everything that I need. Got my boots stained red with clay. Built this life my own damn way. I don't break, I don't fold. I've been the same since 10 years old.
Been the same since I was 10 years old. It's rooted. But who were we when we were 10 years old? Who were we as children? Before society really corrupted us. At 10 years old, we've already been indoctrinated with school. We've already been indoctrinated with religion. We've already been indoctrinated by our family. But sometimes, at 10 years old, we're still standing up against it. At 10 years old, we're still standing up and we're still finding ourselves. But we're still malleable, and it's the things that we allow in. Sometimes we refuse to accept other people's reality. Sometimes we refuse to accept other people's systems. Sometimes we refuse to. And sometimes we continue to this day. We've just never conformed to it. But it's funny, but it's like, it's the energy of, thinking that you won't persevere through the storm of time. Because that's what it really is. It's, but it also is too, it's like, why don't you just grow up? It's like, just conform already. Everyone's doing it. Why are you still holding back? It's because I choose to. And why do we choose to? But by choosing to go against the grain, choosing to go against the flow, it's choosing alignment. It's choosing not to sacrifice ourselves. It's choosing not to sacrifice ourselves. It's not sacrificing what internally we it's what we feel, but it's what we know to be right for us. And when I wanted to say right, but it's right from whose perspective, and right for who? There's many rights, but the most right that we should be focused on, is our right, is our truth. Not other people's. We take other people into consideration, but when it's all said and done, who's accountable for my actions? Who's accountable? It's if I succeed or if I fail, it's up to me. And so, I'll take what you have to say into consideration, but at the end of the day, this is my incarnation. And whether or not I succeed or fail, it's on me. And so, I take it, some people, I know immediately to disregard it, either because I just, You know, I know you don't know better because your actions prove it. You know, and other people, I know that they wish well, they mean well, but they don't have the same. They haven't had the same lessons. I know that they're not on the same, level of of consciousness, which I feel wrong even saying it, but it's the truth though. And so you can't, but it's hard trying to you can't force people to see things. You can't force people to shift their consciousness. It's, as much as you want to just pick them up and pull them up with you, you can't. You can drop some ladders down and help them climb up, but they have to climb the ladder themselves. But we don't. Sometimes we sit, but okay, we sit and we plateau ourselves, and what do? How long are we going to wait? Did we bring firewood? Because we were probably going to have to... Did we bring a tent? Because we're probably going to have to pitch a tent and, cook some food up. Do we bring the supplies that we need to wait for other people? The stuff was already prepared on our path. Along our path, hey, we're going to find a tent. We're going to find the things that we need. But if we just stay stuck waiting on other people, it's not there. Because we were meant to stay there. It's the ladders that we each have to climb ourselves. Which sucks because, we want to take other people with us, but we can't always. Hey, thank you.
Your body is banging, baby, I love it when you flaunt it. It's time to give it to daddy, now tell me how you want it. How do you want it? How do you feel? Coming up as an outlaw in the cash game, living in the fast lane, I'm for real. How do you want it? How do you feel? Coming up as an outlaw in the cash game, living in the fast lane, I'm for real. Tell me, is it cool to fuck? Did you think I come to talk about food or what? Positions on the floor, it's like erotic around it, cause I'm somewhat psychotic. I'm hitting switches on bitches like I've been fixed with hydraulics, up and down like a roller coaster. I'm up inside you, I ain't quitting till the show is over, cause I'm a rider in and out just like a robbery. I'll probably be a freak and let you get on top of me. Get a rockin' these nights full of whiskey, hey. Living legend, you ain't heard about these outlaws. Play these Texas days. Bust the ass fools, use a motherfucker instead of trying to help a player. You destroy a brother.
I'm good, baby doll. How are you?
Some might be too old to understand the way the game's told you lame, so I gotta hit you with the hot facts. Once I'm released, I'm making millions back to top that. They wanna censor me, they rather see me in a cell, living in hell. Only a few of us will live to tell. Now everybody talking about us, I could give a fuck. I'd be the first one to bomb and cuss. Homie, tell me how you want. How do you want? How do you feel? Coming up as an outlaw in the cash game, living in a fast lane, I'm for real. How do you want it? Yeah. How do you feel? Coming up as an outlaw in the cash game, living in a fast lane, I'm for real. Raises of you, tell the truth, I got the scoop on how to get a bulletproof, cause I jumped from the roof before I was a teenager. Mobile phone, Skype page, game rules, I'm living major. My adversaries is looking worried, they paranoid of getting buried. One of us gonna see the cemetery. My only hope to survive, if I wish to stay alive, yeah. Getting high, see the demons in my eyes. Before I die, wanna live my life and ball, make a couple million, and then I'm chillin', fade them all. These taxes got me crossed up and people trying to sue me. Media's in my business and they acting like they know me, but I'm a mash out and peel out. I'm with a clique that's quick to whip the fucking steel out. Yeah, homie, it's some new shit, so better get up on it when you see me. Tell a player how you want it. How do you want it? How do you feel? Coming up as an outlaw in the cash game, living in the fast lane, I'm for real. How do you want it? Yeah. How do you feel? Coming up as an outlaw in the cash game, living in the fast lane, I'm for real. Hell bent
down. I ain't made to slow, I ain't made to drown. 10 beers deep and the law can't catch. Got a wide-eyed grin and a heart mismatch. Dust in my lungs, fire in my bones. Born to raise hell and die full grown. Ain't no brakes on this runaway sign. I'm hell-bent, boy, hammer down.
I was raised where the backwoods burn. Gasoline soul with a twist and turn. Mama said, boy, you best be wise. But the devil gave me wings when he heard my cries. Never been clean, never been tame. Got busted once, but I beat the game. Tires gone bald, but I still ride proud. With a middle finger up and the speakers loud.
Hell-bent and hammer down. I ain't made to slow, I ain't made to drown. 10 beers deep in the law can't catch. Got a wild-eyed grin and a heart mismatch. Dust in my lungs, fire in my bones. Born to raise hell and die full grown. Ain't no brakes on this runaway sound. I'm hell-bent, boy, I've been broke, I've been bruised, I've been scarred and used. I got nothing to prove, but I still don't lose. I talk fast, walk fast, live like a spark. Keep a flask in the dash and my soul in the dark. Ain't no church pew ever held me tight, but I talk to God when I ride at night. Tattooed knuckles and a crooked smile. Got sins to confess, but I ride a while. You wanna know what keeps me breathing? It ain't love, it ain't luck, it's that roar in the rear view screaming. And I ain't looking back, cause the past ain't got nothing I need. Hell-bent and hammer down. I ain't made to slow, I ain't made to drown. 10 beers deep and the law can't catch. Got a wild-eyed grin and a heart mismatch. Dust in my lungs, fire in my bones. Born to raise hell and die full grown. Ain't no brakes on this runaway sound. I'm hell-bent, boy, and hammer down.
You know, no breaks, no breaks. It's, you know, the spiritual journey. You know what I'm being reminded of is, you know, they like to throw a lot of stuff into like cartoons and just cartoons and stuff, right? And there's one cartoon where, you know, they're breaking down the chakras, right? And they're breaking it down, and but it's funny. It's these, you know, TV shows that I grew up listening, hearing in the background as background noise as my little brothers, because that's what they used to watch, right? But I was, hey, thank you. But I wasn't really, I was, you know, too old for that then, right? I don't know what I was watching. I was probably watching wrestling and stuff, right? But the chakras and breaking it down, it's interesting how the symbolism it's almost everywhere. It's the stories, you know, it's the same story just told different ways. It's the same. It's just different ways of telling it, different ways of explaining it. But it's all hidden. It's all right in our face, but hidden. But the spiritual journey, you know, in this comic, it talks about you know, once you start, you know, it doesn't end. You know, once you start the process of unlocking your chakras. But the spiritual journey, it's, you know, it's a path that it doesn't find you. You know, you choose it. Well, it does kind of find you. It finds you once you choose it. You know, that's why a lot of times people act like, I don't know where to go. It's, you know, if you don't know where to go, here's the answer. It's inward. If you're still lost, you can't find out where to go, it's because you're looking externally. If you don't know where to go, it's because you need to go internally. Hey, thank you. You know, but it's interesting. Internally. You know, the prisons. The self-imposed prisons. Chains. Interesting too, though. You know, but secret society, 187 themselves. Stolen inheritance. It's, you know, the secret society, big ass ego will be your downfall. They were really it's given the energy of really confident about, you know, being spiritually bad. And it's you know, but they used to pride themselves in being really good about being bad. You know, but it's until they meet the right one. You know, but that's perspective too. It's, you know, it's at first appearance, hey, we got the right one. This is an easy one. It's going to be easy lick. It's like they're all celebrating. They're celebrating too soon. You know what I mean? But it's, You know, it's, oh, we got the right one all right. But it's funny how the roles, but it's the way that the Most High can change everything without changing anything. It's like, oh yeah, the Most High's like, yeah, you got the right one. You got the right one all right. That's my boy. That's my girl. They can't be broken. You got the right one to teach you a lesson. You got the right one all right. You know what that's given? It's the energy of, it's, well, they're not getting the outcome that they want, but they're getting the outcome that they deserve. The stolen inheritances, but it's the things that everyone can have. Everyone, it's available to everyone. But people fuck themselves out of it. People place themselves in prison by jealousy, by wanting what other people have. It's, we get those feelings to be used and alchemized as inspiration, not to sit there and to fester into us like a cancer and turn us into jealous little whores. It's like, no, that doesn't get us anywhere. That keeps us stuck. That keeps us trapped. It's supposed to be inspiration. It's supposed to be give us something to vision for, to dream of, not to sit there and how can I take this from them? That's the wrong way to look at it. But the only person we're really fucking when we do that is we're fucking ourselves. Because anything taken, okay, people can take things from you, right? But they can't maintain it. They can't maintain it, especially, spiritual inheritances. Like, first off, even if they are yours, you have to make your vessel worthy enough. And what I've come to realize is when I say worthy enough, it's, it's a frequency. It's raising our frequency. Frequencies are the keys. The keys to get into the doors. The schools, the ancient mystery schools. It's life, right? And so the key to pass through the doors, it's the lessons that we've learned, that it's the way that we process and handle and react to the situations or not to. It's everything combined. It's our thoughts, our actions, our words, it's our intentions. It's everything combined to the frequency of either it's the key or it's not. But a lot of keys look the same, right? But not all keys work. Not all keys work. Not all keys work. It's removing anything in us that is not of the Most High and replacing it with that which is. It's, taking, we got, if you had a lot of vehicles, if you had a lot of apartments, you probably got drawers and keys everywhere and hidden and stuff, keys that you've had for decades. You know what I mean? It's, taking all these keys that I don't even know what all these go to. And you bring them all to the Most High. I don't know what's good. I don't know what I should still keep. Here's all of them and leave me with what I need to keep. And then sometimes you end up with more keys. It's like you find keys that you didn't even know you had. Interesting, too. It's finding gifts that we didn't even know we had. It's finding ourselves. Yeah, but how do we find the gifts? How do we find our gifts? It's through connecting with ourselves. It's through connecting with the Most High. The connections. But it's also... what's interesting too is, I'm being reminded of, it's like zombies, right? Call of Duty zombies. And, when you're playing zombies, you got to fight off the zombies and you got to run around the map and you got to collect, some things you got to collect all the pieces together to open this door or this and that. But once, you can all separate and gather the pieces together, but then, you all go through the door together. It's sometimes, it's, we're stuck on the same levels, right? But it's, I figured out this part of it, and you figured out this, maybe I figured out the emotional part, and you figured out this part. And it's like, hey, with these two together, we have exactly what we need. But that's the thing too, it's interesting. We're not meant to do it all alone. But it's through the authenticity, it's through the expression, it's through the speaking of it. If we don't speak it, if we don't speak about the pieces that we found, how are we going to meet the right people that have the other pieces that they found? It's But that's the journey too. The spiritual journey. It's our own journey. But who's to say? Our journey. It's like a spider web. We're connected with everyone. Well, that's the oneness of all. We're all in it together, but there's a lot that we have to do ourselves though. The spiritual work. It's the shadow work. No one can do that for us. But then it's interesting too. But it's through the shadow work. Sometimes the doors have multiple locks, right? And maybe so I have the key to this lock, and you have the key to that lock, but it's all the locks on the same door. It's new levels and new devils. You know what I mean? And sometimes there's multiple devils on each level. But it's interesting too. It's a lot of times, we fixate so much on the battle, but not the rewards. But what's the reward? A lot of times we think that just because we didn't, we didn't come back with gold or this and that we didn't come back, that we came back empty-handed, but it's knowledge. It's the keys that we find, the battles that we fight against ourselves, and the keys that we find, those confirmation, those are priceless. That's where true value is. That's the inheritance that we get from doing that. It's worth more. But our blessings in the 3D come after. It comes after.
Funding the digital war. Storm all like Lewis and Tor. Now be a good civilian while the folks on the hill keep making billions. Keep up the porn, keep up the cams, keep up the war. Keep up the reps, keep up the things, giving them more. Stay silent, stay violent, stay plugged in and divided. Oh, now let's get rid of the cash, digital ID, and let's turn out the trash. Mr. Teal, Mr. Anderson, they want us with the bamboo on the test before they do it in the province. I hear they real. This isn't only a dream. Puppet strings around the thread. Bound ourselves to power the machine. Puppet strings around the camouflage our spirit. Puppet strings around the thread. Are you a wolf in a world full of sheep? Puppet strings around the thread. This isn't only a dream. Puppet strings around the thread. Burn ourselves to power the machine. Puppet strings around the thread. Puppet strings around the thread. Are you a wolf in a world full of sheep?
It's they expected you to be just another sheep, world full of sheeps. Strings, puppet strings. Attacking your character. You know what that's given? It's the energy of pulling on your strings. It's Interesting, but Judas sheep lead the sheep to slaughter. It's the puppet stringing. It's trying to control your actions. You know what I mean? It's it's intentionally doing something, knowing what the outcome or the response is going to be, and then waiting for that. It's setting everything up so you'll respond in the way that they're intending you to. August fire. It's the situations that they expect to get under your skin to piss you off. To piss you off enough to throw you out of character. Interesting. But trying to attacking your character, third party, stuck with the third party. It's the attacks on your character. It's stuck. They're stuck with the attacks that they were trying to send on you. It's interesting. So Secret Society 187 themselves. As people are looking at those that were attacking your character, because the funny thing about character is, every now and then we might get out of character. And if people see just us get out of character, if they don't know us and they see us get out of character, it'll be really easy for people to spin the narrative of that's our character, that's how we always are. However, that lie can't persevere the storm. Even if it was, but it's accountability. Yeah, at one point, that was me. At one point, yeah, I did respond that way. At one point, but guess what? That's not normally me. It was just that one time. But it's interesting too, is accountability. They weren't expecting to be held accountable for the attacks on your character. They weren't expecting to be questioned. It's the energy of, Orange Man bad. Just take what I say. Don't look into any facts. Just here's some facts. Just read the script. I mean facts. It's not a script. They're facts. They're real. My buddy. This random guy made up this report. Has nothing to do with the money that I gave him to alter this facts. Report. I don't even know. That's how silly this stuff is, though. But it's it only works if no one looks into it. It only works if no one looks into it. But, oh, man, imagine that. People actually have brains still. People actually do their own research. Wow, fancy that. Fancy that. It's funny, fancy. How, why does thinking for yourself fancy? It's funny. Well, we're living in a society where we're not taught to think for ourselves. We're taught not to think for ourselves. It's threatening. It's threatening to others when you think for yourselves. What's even more threatening is when you take action for yourself. I hope you be the biggest motherfucking threat.
On the roof in the hills, drinking gin, a big bull wearing antlers. The reindeer can't win. I live milk and moonshine now. Come on in, yes, and I don't skip the trailer park again. We got this along the four-wheeler bass in the wind. Mama yell a Merry Christmas from a single white den. Brendan told his big red, let the party begin. I got a wish list longer than a deer track.
Hey, thank you.
Xbox, dirt bike, maybe moonshine. Mama says Santa don't like bad kids, but I seen her kiss him and he ain't her man. Really cooking business on the propane stove. Neighbor lighting it like a UFO. Trailer number 7 got the best deco. Whole part lit up like a liquor store. Snow don't fall, but the ash still do. 5 pit burning that Christmas glue. Ain't no chimney, but I live a door crack. Santa better duck when he walk out back. Santa don't skip the trailer park again. We got lights on the roof and the hills, drinking gin. The pit bull wearing antlers. The reindeer can't win. I live milk and moonshine now. Come on in. Yeah, Santa don't skip the trailer park again. Got the whole damn fam in a Christmas dream. Jingle bells bumping out the F-150. Merry Christmas, y'all, we lit and tipsy. Oh, mama. I think Santa done shot the reindeer again.
Listen, listen, listen. It was a great day. Everything was going fine. For a while.
Waiting for the tide to break. Stakes are high as Empire State behind iron gates. Wide awake, plotting my escape. I got a modest client base from the war spot, so I don't have to shovel coal while the overlords watch. An honest day's work for the sharp short shot whose weaponized words can turn swine to pork chops. We shape lion minds in trying times. Half gods by design, asking why the blind sore spot. Consultant analysts, subway evangelists, holy men, shamans, prophets, and old manuscripts. Read by the soft light of citronella candlesticks. To keep the bloodsuckers at bay, put them all on display. Free myself from the beast rib cage. Mouth like an automatic, tongue like a switchblade. I paid my dues, I locked out the serpent's head. The checks in the mail like old Jack Burton said. Through it all you maintain, play the game. State your aim, embrace change, create a lane. Stake your claim, disconnect from the mainframe. Like the hand that feeds falsehood and break chains. Wrestle with your soul, separate from the whole. The more you try to mask it, the less you're in control. I've lived half my life by the pleasure principle. And shot the poison to relieve the pressure in my skull. I saw a man walk the streets with him bleeding. Every drop spilled fed the earth and gave it meaning. Eden blossomed in the barren landscape. The priest class sealed it off with mandates and secret handshakes. Now we brave a new world, a wilderness of mirrors, of lies and half-truths that instill a sense of fear. A telescreen wasteland, overwrought with lost soda pop, social activists that pose for the photo op. Look at all the zombie youth falling prey, starving for attention. I can see their ribs from a mile away. High praise from the tastemakers, ape each other's styles, ride every wave and pander to your base nature. I fight a war inside, box with the Lord of Flies, live what you glorify, saw through distorted eyes. Reported live from a fortified prison where you're taught to trust cold dead logic over vision. Through it all you maintain, play the game, state your aim, embrace change, create a lane. Stake your claim, disconnect from the mainframe. Bite the hand that feeds falsehood and break chains. Wrestle with your soul, separate from the whole. The more you try to mask it, the less you're in control. I've lived half my life by the pleasure principle. And shot the poison to relieve the pressure in my skull.
Words are heralding great warnings. Tipping many cats to where it's at. To where it's at.
Out there in darkness, stuck in the middle passage of time. Watch them breathe the stuff from the rotten seeds they've sown.
You gonna sing for me, baby? I wanna hear every beautiful note you make. Lay back and let me enjoy you. I don't want silence, I don't want control. I want that siren song pouring out of your soul. Every gasp, every moan, every raw release, that's the sound that brings me what I need. Don't hold it back, don't shut it away. Let your body sing and let me play. Sing for me, let me hear you cry. Every note you make is mine tonight. Sing for me, louder, no doubt. Be a good girl for me and make me proud. The tremble, the cry, the sharp little sigh. Your body speaks louder each time. The rhythm you make when you can't contain, that's the music that drives me insane. I don't want whispers, I want the storm. Your voice is the heat that keeps me warm. Sing for me, let me hear you cry. Every note you make is mine tonight. Sing for me, louder, no doubt. Be a good girl for me and make me proud.
I want it raw, I want it real. Sing for me, louder, set it free.
You know, wanting it raw, wanting it real. Two-faced, past life, traveler, clergy, volunteer. You know, it's said that being alive right now is like winning the lottery. Which a lot of us, you know, we look around at our surroundings and they're like, it sure doesn't look like I just won the lottery. You know, but it is. You know, these are amazing times that we're in right now. They're hard times. They're not easy times, but they're amazing times. You know, a lot of us, you know, well, not a lot of us. We chose to be here, right? We chose to be here. The clergy, the volunteer. We volunteered. We volunteered to come back here in these trying times. And why is that? Why did we choose to come back here? Well, we chose to come back here. You know, a lot of us, you know, we're ascended masters, you know, because it's not our first time conquering the world. You know, it's not our first time, you know, taking this low-density shitstorm and, you know, learning to transcend everything, learning to transmute everything. You know, learning to find balance and harmony. You know, when it's, if you look out in the world, there's not a whole lot of it. You know, but it's being able to, interesting, expert level. You know, it's the expert level of, you know, forcing peace, forcing harmony, forcing balance. Those things don't come lightly. They don't come easily. You know, say one thing, do another. You know, a lot of us, you know, we're all on here on mission, but how many of us are actually in line with our mission? How many of us are actually focused and on point with our mission? Not many of us, because not many of us we still don't even know who the fuck we are. And if we don't know who we are, how can we know what our mission is? We can't. You know, the two-faced, say one thing, does another. It's, I'm going to go down there this time and I'm going to change the world. And then we get down here and like, what the fuck is this shit? You're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? It's a whole lot of what the fuck? You know, but with each what the fuck, new opportunities. New opportunities to learn, new opportunities to grow. You know, opportunities, because that's what everything is. You know, a lot of times, we sit here and we curse God for testing us. You know, but they're blessings. You know, we're blessed with. You know, we should be giving thanks for the test. We should be giving thanks because when we're able to give thanks for it, it's not what happened to me, it's what happened for me. And that's the test a lot of times. It's, are you still able to give praise? Are you still able to give thanks when you have nothing to give thanks for? When you have nothing to give praise for? Do you still choose to? It's choices. You know, do we only choose to give thanks when our blessings are raining down on us? Or when we look up and that's not rain, that's shit. And I can see it's shit, and when I looked up, it fell into my fucking eye. It's shit. You know what I mean? But are we still giving thanks? You know, in some cultures, it's considered, it's good luck if bird shit falls on you. But then other cultures that, you know, that don't have those beliefs, when bird shit falls on them, they get pissed. They get angry. But imagine other cultures, when bird shit falls on you, and you get excited and happy, and you're giving thanks to God for this shit that just fell on me. You know, but it's interesting what even just a change of location. Interesting. Change of location of our mindsets. A lot happens. A lot happens when we just simply change our mindset. A lot fucking happens. The new opportunities. New potential. You know, what steps do we take? You know, it's however we choose to react it determines where we go. You know, it's interesting too. It's, you know, a lot of times we volunteer to learn the same lesson over and over and over. And it's like, the fuck I did. And it's like, yeah, you did. You sure did. And how did you do that? By refusing to change your mindset. You know, okay, a lot of times we realize that we're in the same situation. We realize the same people, the same types of people, the same whatever it is. We have pattern recognition, and so we're able to see it. But we're not doing anything different. It's a lot of times we don't know what's going to work. All we know is what hasn't worked, and so worst case scenario. Actually, interesting. It could be a best case scenario. Well, it could be a good. It's a good opportunity to find new ways that don't work, because eventually one of those ways are gonna work. And but hey, but to be able to give thanks is, hey, here's another way that doesn't work. Thanks. Now I know that one doesn't work. Now I can cross that one off. But it's funny, all the time and effort we spend just formulating this one thought, and then we put it to action. We're all gung ho. We put it to action, and it doesn't work. And it's like, well, do we go back to the drawing board, or do we throw in the towel and call it quits? But the mixing and blending, it's looking back at the 100 times that it didn't work, and you can find 100 parts of it that did. And then with all of these parts combined, hey, it works. But the past life, it's also piecing together things that we've learned in past lives. You can tap into, knowledge and things that you've already completed in past lives. You can tap into that. You're meant to tap into that. A lot of things that just come naturally to us, that come easy to us, is because it's not our first time doing it. Interesting too, but duty. A lot of times we give too much of our energy out of a sense of obligation, a sense of duty. But it's also, it's wanting to offer a helpful hand, but it's, not everyone wants help. And what I'm saying is that the rabbit in the cage. It's, a lot of times, you break into the facility. You break in, you do all your research, you case the place, you break in there at nighttime, you go to free all the animals, and they don't want to run away. They want to stay there, because all they've known their whole life is this cage. All they've known their whole life is this cage. And I broke in here. Don't you see all this effort that I put in? And the door's open. Run. You're free. Go. Just go. And they don't go. You can't force them to. And that's hard. That's hard. But having to be okay with it. It's interesting too, but some people, they're, I don't know. I don't know. Me personally, I guess I feel like in every lifetime, I just always choose to ascend as high as I can. I just, it's a feeling that that's something that I've chosen to do in every lifetime, right? I don't know, but I also feel that like some people choose to stay stuck, but it's like, why? It's like, how do you continue going the same way? Are you just, I don't know. It's just, I see people's life as kind of like, it's just stuck, repetitive. But a lot of times it's just staying with comfort. But you're really uncomfortable. Your words say it, your actions say it, everything about you says that you're uncomfortable with where you're at, but you choose to stay in the same place. Many are called, few are chosen. It's, God doesn't just, just go down and, hey, there's one, I'm going to choose you. It's, you choose yourself, but it's interesting too. It's like a frequency, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's interesting, but it's got to be, what I'm kind of seeing is like, you know what I mean? It's like shooting up a beam up to the heavens. And I don't know, but it's like, when you choose the Most High, and the Most High either, says, hey, it's in alignment with the greatest good, with your purpose, it's in alignment. It's either in alignment or it's not. The Most High either co-signs it or it doesn't. You know what I mean? And it's but it's the choices. You have to choose yourself. But it's it's the way that you choose yourself through all your other choices, which aren't easy choices. You know, choosing to look at yourself, choosing to, you know, it's the choices. It's the choices that we make. You know, but it's the choices that we don't make. And we wonder why we don't have any new opportunities. Why we wonder why, well, this person gets everything, gets all the new opportunities. Well, are you making any steps to advance towards anything? Is there any reason why a new opportunity should come knocking on your door? And, you know, they don't just come knocking on your door. You gotta, you know, do some cold calls. You gotta go do some sales. You know, it's the volunteer. It's, you know, it's the work that we put in for ourselves. But it's not just for us. You know, it benefits us, yes. But it's, you know, it's neglect to not do, it's child neglect not to do the work on yourself. Because if you're not doing the work on yourself, then you're passing down more trauma to your kids. And that's neglect. You know, but it's the work that we do on ourselves for us, yes. But it's not just for us. It's for everyone that we touch. It's for everyone that we interact with. It's for everyone. All right.
I believe I'm rich, it's already real. I believe I'm source, not the ego's cries. I believe I command and time complies. I believe it's done, I don't need to prove. I believe it sees, I don't have to move. I believe in me, not the world's old lies. I believe I rise, I believe I rise. I believe I rise. I believe I I believe I'm whole, I don't need to heal. I believe I'm rich, it's already real. I believe I'm source, not the ego's cries. I believe I command and time complies. I believe it's done, I don't need to prove. I believe it sees, I don't have to move. I believe in me, not the world's old lies. I believe I rise, I believe I rise. It's already real. I believe I'm source, not the ego's cries. I believe I command and time complies. I believe it's done, I don't need to prove. I believe it sees, I don't have to move. I believe in me, not the world's old lies. I believe I rise, I believe I rise.
My idle hands lead to evil thoughts. That's what I was told. I see a devil trying to creep on up. Ain't gonna get inside my soul. So let the demons go and hype me up. Cause motherfucker, I ain't dead till I say so. Cause I've been fighting all my fucking life. So I'ma sin to the motherfucking end. Oh no, oh. Oh no, no, don't you understand that I've been going around this world? Oh, don't you understand that I've lost time and I can't lose more? No, all I got is money on my mind, so just miss me with these motherfucking 50 million problems. Every single day I wake up and I try to solve them, dreaming of a future with some motherfucking options. My idle hands lead to evil thoughts. That's what I was told. I see a devil trying to creep on up and go and get inside my soul. So let the demons go and hype me up.
You know, demons trying to get in. Trying to get in. You know, clashing with our ambitions. Seven of Cups, Five of Wands. It's... you know, wanting multiple different things, you know, and variety of options, you know. But what I'm seeing is, you know, having lots of options, right? But not knowing what the right one is, and it's, they all look good each by themselves. They're all appealing in their own ways. But how do we choose the right one? How do we know what's the right one? Because a lot of times, you know, they conflict with each other, and we can't choose them all. Can't choose it at all. Balancing which ones to keep. You know, with the mirror, you know, but it's which ones do we keep? But it's choosing to keep the options. That it's making sure that what we choose is what we really want. It's not necessarily what other people want. It's what we really want. Because the mirror, it's back to, you know, facing yourself into others, right? But what I'm getting is projections. It's people projecting their wants onto you. But it's like, you know, individual entrepreneur. But it's also the vendor. Vendors have many different options. We have so many options to choose from. Well, but they're all ours, right? They're all ours. And, you know, but one day we might feel like D3, which is, I don't know, maybe a Snickers bar. We feel like something sweet. But other days we might feel like something healthier. And so we pick something else. But they're all ours. It's all ours. You know, the civil servant. Creator. You know, civil servant, that's my light worker card. You know, creator. You know, we're always creating. We're always creating. But a lot of times the problem is the problem is when we don't realize that we're always creating. We don't realize that the situations that we're in right now is because we created it. And you know, it's like the fuck I did. It's like why would I create this? Well, to learn a lesson. Did you learn the lesson? I hope so, because if not, you might have to repeat it. If you don't like where you're at right now, you know, search for the lesson, and I hope you find it, because if you don't find the lesson, you know, you're bound to repeat it. And with the clash of ambitions, bound to repeat it. It's, you know, some people don't want you to have aren't going to want you to have all the options, you know. You know, but it's our options are a reflection of the choices that we've made. You know, the options available to us are a reflection, you know, individual entrepreneur. It's a reflection of what we've stocked it with. You know, did we take any time? Did we place any orders? Have we gone and dropped any product off? Have we done the footwork? You know, maybe some of it needs to be refrigerated. Is it plugged in? Have we paid for the electricity? You know, these are the things did we take those proper steps? You know, because it's our job. You know, it's our job. You know, it's to clean our temple out. You know, a lot of times, you know, You know, it's our temple, but we treat it like a whorehouse. You know, it's a vending machine. You know, we fill it with all junk food and nothing healthy. And then wonder why, you know, why we're obese and why, you know, we wonder why we have these problems. But it's, come on, really? Do we have to tell you? Look at the choices that you make. Look at the choices that you have available to you, and look at the ones that you select. With all the choices available to you, and that's the one that you chose, that's the one that you continue to choose, and it's like, well, so be it. Oh, who am I to judge? But don't sit here and, oh, woe is me. It's look at your choices. Look at your actions. Yeah, woe is you. Woe do better. But ambition. You have to have ambition. You know, but serving. Well, but serving, you know, it's serving ourselves. You know, the meals that we eat are the meals that we prepared for ourselves. If we don't like the meal, you know, we need to shop for better ingredients. We need to do something different because it's us. It's us. It's a us thing. It's pretty much always a us thing. It's pretty much always a us thing.
Just get lifted, talk about your dreams and wishes, got me higher than the split.
Baby, I'm floating.
Baby, I'm floating.
On the west side, spinning from the sun in my eyes and the shit that I'm smoking.
The shit that I'm smoking.
Got my head in the clouds and my hands on the thighs. Yeah, no plans for tomorrow. Drinking pink Moscato, singing all my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Baby, I'm floating. Baby, I'm floating. Baby, I'm floating. Baby, I'm floating.
I got a code, everywhere I go, yeah, I just gotta flow. Pick a stranger out and tell them that they dope. Random acts of kindness, that's the new flow. Put some Swayze on when it's time to flow. When you ride the wave, it's okay to showboat. In the ocean full of love, you keep me afloat. In a world full of drugs, girl, you my only hope. We don't walk in the room, we just flow. We just flow.
Baby, I'm floating. On the west side, spinning from the sun in my eyes and the shit that I'm smoking.
I'm smoking.
Got my head in the clouds and my hands on the thighs. Yeah, no plans for tomorrow. Drinking pink Moscato, singing all my favorite songs. Baby, I'm floating. 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 Baby, I'm floating.
I don't turn heads. Heads turn.
I don't race for attention. I walk with intent. I don't bend for the crowd. I break their cement. I don't bark when I enter. I bring atmosphere. Some announce their arrival. I change how it feels here.
I don't knock on doors, I let doors recognize. I don't flash up in sparks, I burn slow when I rise. I don't flex for reflection, I reflect what's true. They don't feel what I say, they feel when I move.
Reflecting what's true. Reflecting what's true. Reflecting what's true. Speak up, and then bartender. But what's interesting is, what happens at the bar? Bartenders find out everyone's dirty little secrets, whether they want to or not, whether it's just overhearing their loud ass mouse drunk ass at the bar or not. They know things, they hear things. What's interesting is what I'm kind of seeing is it's your higher self and your lower self sitting at the bar, having a conversation with each other. But expressing needs. But what needs does your lower self express? It's needs of the flesh. Well, it's not. They're not needs. They're wants. Your higher self is always able to see and striving towards your needs, not your wants, but your needs. But it's interesting too. Your higher self will, but it's your wants come as well, but it's the things that we prioritize, the things that we label. It's interesting too. It's mastery over the wild self. But what I'm also getting to is mastery. It's King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Energies are true currency, but it's also the balance of the masculine and the feminine. Interesting. Next card after that, balance. And what happens when we find balance? New opportunities. Interesting too, but the new opportunities. The bartender, so many different options, so many different ways to mix it up. Once we're able to find the balance. When we're able to find the balance, but then it's clear vision. It's speaking with authority. It's a certain bold talk, yeah, but that only comes from a place of knowing, not a place of beliefs, but it's a place of knowing. It's a knowing I'm aligned. It's a knowing I'm in balance. It's a knowing that people aren't going to understand our actions, our choices, our decisions, even if they really want to understand, but once don't get you very far. People are gonna want you to stop acting so bold. People are gonna be curious how you can be so bold, how you can be so decisive. It's the level of decisiveness where it's like how could you be so decisive? Because but that's them putting themselves in your shoes. And it's like, they're like, well, if I was in your shoes, I know I wouldn't be so decisive. It's like, you know, how it's, but it's the difference between knowing and believing. It's the faith. It's, they can't see your path. Well, guess what? Joke's on them. Is chances are we can't see our path either. It's a feeling. I know I'm on the right path. It's not because it's something I can physically see. It's a knowings. And so if you're going off of what you know, your beliefs and your feelings and in your eyesight, if that's all you're going off of, you're never going to see my path. Well, joke's on you. You'll never be able to see my path fully because it's my path. It's not your path. You know, it's funny too, is people think that they'll know where you're going. A lot of times we don't even know where we're going. And that's how you know you're on your path, if you don't know where you're going. You know, it's funny is we'll think we'll know. And then all of a sudden it's like things will come and it'll get shaken up and we'll get, you know, sometimes detoured and sometimes, you know, we find brand new paths. You know, but it's the tower moment. It's the, you know, it's the passion and everything that we put into it. You know, we always give it our all. It's, you know, this path that I'm on right now, I don't know if I'm going to be on it, you know, for 100 yards or until it ends. But guess what? I'm going to treat it like I'm on it until it ends. But, you know, but when I realize I've been putting all this extra work in and it's only lasted 200 yards and then whatever, am I going to get all upset? It's like, no, I'm just keep doing what I do. You know what I mean? But everything's constantly changing and it's just going with the flow of the universe though. You know, it's the tree that falls down into the visible path, and it's like, oh no, there's no path. What am I gonna do? Have you thought about going around it? That works. You know, maybe in the process of going around it, you're gonna see a wider path right next to it, running parallel. It's like, well, why don't I just take that one? You know, but that's the way that everything works out for you. You know, but you'll never know if you don't choose. What are you gonna do? You're gonna sit on the path and you're gonna. Oh, I can't find any cell reception. I can't call anyone to come help me. It's put it in the footwork. Putting in the footwork. You know, but the path is, you know, it's a beaten path. It's already worn in. You know, it takes strength to forge a new path. You know, because it's overgrown. You hope you brought your you know, hatchet or something. You gotta cut down some vines. Who knows? You know, it takes a lot of strength, or maybe it's a lot of steep inclines. Who knows? It's not gonna be easy. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it and lie to you and blow smoke up your ass and tell you it's all sunshine and daisies and light and fun times, because it's not. But I can tell you it's worth it. That I know. I don't believe that because you only believe in what you do not know. I know it to be worth it. And I hope that's a reality, a truth that you come to realize yourself. That's for somebody. And I am going to wrap that up right there. But thank you for tapping in. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, your gifts. Thank you for the exchange of energy. And until next time.